It's your boy Precision Connections at PrecisionConnectionsAuto.com, with the right connections are the only connections. So we got a 2002 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and we're slapping in a Viper two-way pager LCD remote start alarm system. So now the backstory with this particular vehicle is that the alarm obviously failed that the customer had, and the reason why it failed is because of those T-taps, as well as a starter kill, ignition kill, and a 12 volt kill for the alarm system, which in turn failed once the remote stopped working, and the customer was left with a car that did not turn over, did not do anything. So he had to send it to the dealer called me up, and here we are. So the first connection is the red wire with the red and white stripe and the red and black stripe, and that's our 12 volts connection going onto the vehicle. Our second connection is the pink wire from the remote start system onto the blue wire of the vehicle, and that's our first ignition system. That's going to give us our first ignition timing and everything start and main drive function. So as we slap the tape on that, we're going to move on to our next connection. So I like this particular way of wiring stuff. Solder is good, but not practical. Our third connection is that green wire, which is our starter ignition feed, and that's going to be connected through a relay via the alarm system, a remote start system, to disengage the starter wire once the alarm is on, as well as if the alarm is in the remote start mode. So the second wire is the purple wire, which is the starter actuator output going to the starter solenoid, and that's connected to the motor side of the yellow wire on the Jeep Grand Cherokee. So we're just going to slap some tape up on that, and we're going to move on to our next connection. So the next connection is the 12 volt ignition, which is the pink with the black stripe, and that's the ignition wire that they cut to disengage the ignition feed once you turn the key. So we just got to reattach that. We're using a jumper wire of the same size and same gauge to extend the wire, so there won't be any kind of stress pulling on the wire once we tape it. That's just a safety precaution measure that I like to take. I like to give all my wires a lot of length. This way there's nothing that has any force on it, nothing is going to pull out of its place. And it's just a little security for you as well as your customer or the person that you're putting the remote start in for. Our next connection is our accessory, and that's that orange wire that's going to be connected to that red with the black stripe on it. And I just like to poke a little hole through the wire and twist my wire up a little bit and just do the precision connection wrap. And after that, you just slap a little tape over the whole situation, and there you have it, a good solid precision connection. So our next connection is that thin little brown with the black stripe wire on it, and that's our second ignition. That's going to give us our key sense second ignition that provides the wiper motor, as well as the window defrost, as well as the AC air conditioning. So again, I like to wrap everything up and followed by a zip tie. This way everything is secure and it has enough room to move around. Solder kind of stiffens the whole situation up, so that's why I stay away from solder. So now we're moving on to our attach wire, and I love to connect the attach wire direct from the remote start onto the Idatalink or Flashlogic bypass module. This way it gets its own dedicated signal going to the two devices. So as you can see, that's the Idatalink bypass module, and what I'm doing is cutting off the wires that I don't need. Because again, you don't want to confuse yourself with unnecessary wires, so you're going to always want to cut wires off, not too far away from the harness of the bypass module, but just enough length to be out of your way. And then you just wrap everything up, and this way you have a few wires coming out, and a few wires are the only wires that you're going to need to connect. So the event that there's a wire left over, then you know you made a mistake somewhere else. Cut in half the 12 volts ignition feed going to the immobilizer module, and connect your white with the black stripe on the module side, and on the opposite side you want to connect both the pink and the white with the red stripe coming off of your Idatalink or Flashlogic module. And the purpose of this is to disengage the immobilizer reader from talking at the same time as our bypass module to the factory Cars computer. That yellow wire with the purple stripe, that's our data wire, and we're going to connect our orange wire to that. And those are the only two connections that you need to make on this particular vehicle. And that's going to make our life so easy and simple. This wire on the adjacent harness, that white harness there, is our negative parking lot wire. And you would have to connect in series with that a 1,300 ohm resistor. Otherwise, you're going to have the headlights, parking lights, and other lights coming on at the same time. You just need the parking lights, connect your 1,300 ohm resistor on that. This next connection is our gray with orange stripe wire, and that's our horn wire. And we definitely need that wire so we can get that little customization honk. Bang, 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 bang. Without that, you won't get that honk. You'll just get the siren. But to each his own. So as we wind down the connection, I'm just connecting the siren wire underneath the hood. So all we gotta do is program this module, and it's on to the next one, on to the next one. So hold the program button down while turning ignition. Let it go. It's gonna turn red, then turn green. That shows that the program was successfully programmed. Hood pin is a must. Don't forget to click that subscription button and visit PrecisionConnectionsAuto.com.